What we ended up doing was a lot of research, actually, on what are the types of environments that other people who have had success offered to kids. And we found some really great examples in New Zealand, actually, and they're very progressive, often with the types of delivery and instruction of curriculum and spaces that they create. And we found this really great group of schools that actually were built specifically with personalized learning in mind. And we kind of grabbed hold because a lot of their philosophies of teaching and learning were very similar to ours, and we created some spaces. One of the things that we really believe strongly in is creating an environment where they feel safe to show their thinking and their learning. And it also gives them lots of options to meet their personal needs as learners.
So we're really fortunate that we have two classrooms with kind of a hole in the wall, so we're combined on one end. So we have over on my side the campfire, which is our place to tell stories and write. And we have a really low kind of coffee table type of table, and we have a higher table with crates to sit on. We took our teaching tables, put them together, and made what we call the watering hole. So there's actually a hole in the middle, and they come around or sit up in the middle and work there and collaborate. We have our mountaintop, which is our presentation space to share our learning and celebrate together. We have our cave, which is our library space. So it's kind of cozy and small, and they kind of just hole up in there and enjoy books. The other thing we thought about was different workspaces and making some really low to the ground and some really high, and the kids like to climb up and sit on top, or they like to go underneath and kind of nest. We also thought about ways that they sit. So we have wiggle stools that have kind of rounded bottoms that they sit on. We have ball chairs, we have regular chairs. After we did all the change, we just kind of let them explore after we kind of introduced everything. And I overheard one of our students say, "Wow, we took two classrooms and made the best classroom ever." And they were just so excited and trying out the different heights and nooks and crannies and all of that kind of stuff.
So having different ways of being able to focus yourself in work but still honor the fact that my body needs to move a little bit so I can be in a wiggly seat. Or we have climbers. We have kids who love to be up high. The first place they go are to the tall tables in the back, and they're up high, and then they're able to focus and able to do their jobs. So I think that's been a really wonderful feature of it. What's really interesting is our kids are starting to say things like, "I'm not just in Mrs. Penner's class, I'm not just in Mrs. Miller's class, I'm in the Miller-Penner group." So they're starting to feel that real camaraderie with each other, and we are constantly going back and forth. There are times where Karina might have, 32 of our kids, and I just have a group of 4 kids because they have a very specific skill that, if we just get a little targeted instruction in there at this time and it's quiet, we can move them forward in their learning.
I think too they appreciate how much we're looking at their child as an individual and allowing them that flexibility in how they work, what they work in, where they sit, all of that kind of. It's not everybody in a desk with a chair, same work. I think the other thing that's really cool about our partnership and our collaboration is bringing our different strengths together. On my own, I'm not the best at maybe science, whereas Liz is amazing at teaching science. So we kind of trade off that way, and I do things musically with the kids that Liz wouldn't do otherwise.
We're always trying to figure out ways of better having tools available to kids so that they can start to be able to take a lot of ownership of their learning. So our objectives when we are setting different environments, in addition to just getting them to recognize how they work best as learners, make those choices for themselves and to advocate for themselves. I think that's really important. And the types of tools that we're using and trying to have available to the kids, again, is trying to have them become their best advocates for their learning and